Welcome to your weekend focus for March the 10th, the 11th, and the 12th, 2017. My name is Tilly, and this is Tarot with Tilly. And before we begin, thank you. Thank you truly for all of the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. I send it right back to you. Now, we have the full moon happening on the Sunday in Virgo at 22 degrees on the 12th. And I do have a separate video out for that energy so that I just don't get too long-winded for the weekend here for you. So look at this, we have the Faith card. Now, I think the Faith card was the end card for yesterday. It's been showing up. It's having a faith, it's having a belief, it's trusting your intuition, it's trusting your inner voice, it's trusting your higher wisdom, knowing that you've walked quite a path in order to get to this point in time, that you have accumulated a lot of wisdom. And maybe some of it you don't give yourself credit for, but it comes into play now. So you have to trust yourself to know what is right, what is wrong, and do the right thing. Sometimes that means backing it up a little bit. Okay, when the Faith card shows up, it's usually a time of inner reflection rather than outward movement. You have the Seven of Swords. So yes, hold it back a little bit. Hold that energy back a little bit this weekend. The energy that you want to go fast forward into and really think it through. Because I think if you, I heard, I hate to paraphrase, what was the expression today I heard and it kind of stuck. Something to the fact of it's always the better choice to back it up and think for a moment on it. You will always get more clarity. You will always get more understanding. You will always get the best direction forward when we don't knee-jerk. Knee-jerking, we could end up in the right place. But when we hold back a second, when we really think it through, what do I have? What do I need? What's the best solution? And we have the full moon in Virgo, and Virgo is just that. Virgo is, we feel good. It's emotional well-being when we start to solve problems, when we start to uh, define solutions. So we've got this beautiful energy supporting us in thinking it through, in knowing the best way forward, so that we don't stumble, so we don't have to meet a hurdle or a mountain or a wall blocking our way, because we were expecting it. We were ready for the detour. Or maybe we picked a whole different way so we wouldn't even have to face that wall, that mountain, that roadblock. Four of Coins. I'm going to wait on him, and he is the middle card. Let's see what else comes up around him. The King of Cups. King of Cups comes up around him. And then we have the Queen of Wands. So we have a king and a queen for really our full moon energy this Sunday. So that's very promising. Now, Four Coins sits in the middle, and I think he's our negative card for this reading. Because I think he's saying we could want to be greedy. We could want to just go forward. We could want to boast about what we can do, where we can go. We can laugh at the world. We could say my way or the highway. I really don't think that that is the proper way to go. It's kind of like it's mine. It's all mine. Don't come and take it from me. Stay away. It's mine. And when you're truly going with the flow, you know there's enough for everybody, 10 times over. So don't let ego get in the way. Absolutely not. This really has to come from a heart center, a soul center. Decisions to be made. Definitely this weekend and into next week, we will be making decisions to really transform a part of our life. Because this full moon follows after the solar eclipse we had. I promised I wouldn't go into the full moon, but it's important, and all the cards are leaning towards that. As we go into the weekend, we need to pull it back. We need to understand that we have a knowledge, we have a wisdom, we have an intuition, and we would never ever put ourselves in a bad place purposely. But sometimes thinking it through will keep us in the good place. I mean, imagine an alcoholic. Okay, well, they got to be an alcoholic through a series of events. It just didn't happen. Maybe the odd person, it happens. One drink and they're hooked. But for most, what happens, and it's the same with overeating, it's the same with if you shop at certain times too much, eating, gambling, drugs, smoking. So what happens is we are in a not so good feeling place in our lives. And so we have that drink. And you know what? We started laughing with everybody. We started listening to jokes. Maybe we were dancing a little bit. And by golly, we had a great time. Then you wake up the next morning and you're back in that not so great place. But you know that when you went out, you felt so good, so alive, so exhilarated, like you could conquer the world. And so just maybe you find yourself on that bar stool again. And maybe it took a couple of extra drinks this time. And the worst part about it is every morning I can guarantee that you're going to wake up in that not so great place. And it might even have gotten a little worse. But now you don't care because you've got a happy place to go to. And it's a band-aid. And it hooks you into a way of living. And yes, you wake up from it and you see it. And then you take proactive measures, but we don't even want to go down that road. So we need to think things through, understand why we are making that choice. Because if we would have thought about it a little bit more instead of just wanting to go to that happy place, wanting that escape, and stayed in that not so nice place for just a little bit longer, I thought, what is the solution? Where can I go? What can I do? What kind of conversations do I need to have? What actions do I need to perform? What is my first step out of this? Chances are you're not going to end up on that bar stool. Or at least you won't for long, because you're taking time to think it through. You're not letting ego say, you know what, we're just going to do it and we're going to have fun and that's all there is to it and nobody's going to get in our way. And right now I'm having fun over there, so I'm going to have fun over there. And then I'll come back to this, and if it's not fun, I'm just going back there again. And that's what your subconscious is kind of telling yourself. And you buy into it because you want to feel that happiness, that joy. Of course you do. Now we have the King of Cups and the Queen of Wands here on the other side. So the true diplomats come in, don't they? Queen of Wands, I absolutely love her because she is like the judge. She takes all that information and she dissects it and she knows it and she gains the knowledge. She does her due diligence in asking the right questions and doing the right research in order to make the right conclusions and the right decisions going forward. You can't make a wrong decision when you have the Queen of Wands backing you up if you follow her energy. And then we have the King of Cups here, and he's kind of like the dad in the deck, the stereotypical dad in the deck. He's the one who goes out and works for a living to bring home the money to pay for the food on the table and the roof over the head of the people he loves. But I think more we are looking at, because it's teamed up with the Queen of Wands, it's a little bit about our independence, our dependence, and our thought processes that go into what we are dependent on and what we are independent of. What we can do, believing in ourselves. And where, this is kind of catchy energy because we might meet somebody that seems to have all the answers, that can reveal the hidden truth, that can steer your career or your livelihood or your relationships in the right direction. And you become dependent on that. Instead of standing on your own 2 feet, knowing that you have the power within you all along. You didn't need somebody else per se. Yes, gain knowledge, gain wisdom, but don't think that their absence is going to do something to your world, because you'll find that information somewhere else. You'll find that person somewhere else. Where should we go from here? Let's go to our angel cards. So I think it's a very strong weekend for us to make the right decisions in our life. I don't think we're going to be hiding underneath a rock and trying to ignore the details in our life that do need mending, that do need fixing. Maybe it's a conversation. Maybe it's a situation we need to put ourselves into or take ourselves out of. Don't let ego rule. Please don't let ego rule, because ego is probably just going to kind of keep you safe for the moment. So that's what, yeah, you're okay. We're okay. It's all right. Or I can do it all, and pushing everybody away. We need people in our lives. No man's an island. And everybody brings something to the table. Should we be dependent on them, solely dependent on them, and whether or not we are going to obtain happiness or joy or peace of mind because of them? No. We create that with ourselves, and then we share it with the people we love. So this moon could be quite personal in the fact that you're making some decisions, some choices from your heart, for you, by you. You have the Six of Raphael, embrace your inner child, new friends or rekindled relationships, children or childhood. Embrace your inner child. Now, the moon starts out in Leo on the Friday, so that's really a time to embrace your inner child, get creative, show compassion for yourself, find joy and laughter in the things that you like to do and the people you love. We have the Page of Raphael, a new emotional situation, messages regarding relationships or social invitations, great intuitive insights. And yes, I think it's going to be a very spiritual weekend for us, with the sun especially in Pisces. So pay attention to your intuition. Pay attention to the aha moments you get. Those little brief moments of clarity that come in. Hang on to them. Work with them. Understand them. I get cut the deck, so we're going to cut the deck. It's gone all over the place. Well, at least one more card. The Six of Michael. It's the light at the end of the tunnel. Breathe a sigh of relief and make new plans, relocation or travel. Make new plans. And that's kind of weird to be saying during a full moon, because full moons are about completions. It's about the seeds that you planted at the new moon, which was on the 26th of February in Pisces. And we planted some seeds. And so how did we do? And that's really what the full moon says. How do we do? We need to look at what we did, what we didn't do, how to change our focus so that it's more dead on, more exact. It's straighter. It's more forward moving. And usually it's a complete completion, but because the solar eclipse is really a 6-month energy, this could be just another stepping stone into the greater path. We have the Four of Ariel. When you give, you also receive, being resistant to change, extremes in how you save and spend money. So be careful. Be careful that you're not buying something just shiny and nice, or wasting your money on something just for that 30-second feel-good feeling, because I can guarantee you in 3 days you're going to wish you had the money back in your pocket, in your wallet, in your purse. So back it up. Even with purchases this weekend, I want you to back it up and really think it through. Do I need this? Or do I want it? And if I want it, then why do I want it? Because I need it? When you give, you also receive. It is a beautiful time for giving. The Virgo moon is a beautiful time for helping others, helping friends. being resistant to change. You know, we just had Mars move into Taurus, so we are going to be a little resistant to other people coming in and saying, you know what, you should look at this or that or the other thing. Because with Mars in Taurus, we kind of, you know, we get more of a solid determination, but we can also get a more solid determination that we're right and everybody else is wrong. So stay open to new ideas, new approaches, new ways of looking at things and doing things. One more, one more. Perspective. There's a better way. Pause for reflection and insight and dare to be different. Look at this. Look at the energy of that card. Perspective. So back it up this weekend. Take some time out for just you. Unplug from the world. Get yourself in a quiet place and ask yourself, what's important to me? Where do I want to move forward? How do I do that? And wait for your intuition, wait for your higher wisdom, wait for God, your angels, your spirit guides, the universe, and source to come back at you with some really wonderful answers. Because I really believe that the more time you do spend in silence, if it's 5 minutes a day and you do it every day, you start to see things open up to you. You make the connection that much easier and that much better. That's why if you've been hypnotized once, it's very easily to put yourself back in that state because you actually control that. Oh, let's get our animals out here. Okay, so these are the higher intuition cards. And we have balance with the moose. So let's see what the moose has to tell us. Balance, release, recalibrate, and dignity. I am only one, but I am still one. I cannot do everything, but still, I can do something. And because I cannot do everything, I will not refuse to do the something that I can do. And that's by Helen Keller. Moose tells you it's time to realign your purpose. By looking within and noting what you are doing outwardly, you will begin to see where you need to recalibrate your life. You really can't make this up, huh? Balance is the key to enjoying your life, but many times it is lacking. You feel as if you are on a teeter-totter. Sometimes your moods are up and sometimes down. Don't allow a brief moment in time to destroy your balance. Moose walks with dignity. It is time for you to hold your head high and stand tall. It's a time for you to build your self-confidence, build your awareness of where you really want to change your life, where you really want to move into new energy, new territory, new adventures, new relationships, new partnerships, new friendships. It's a time for really making the plan and understanding. Remember with this Virgo moon, Virgo I see more as activity behind it. Okay, we sort through, but it could be the activity of the mind more so than our actual activity. Usually I'm telling you to clean up your closets with a Virgo moon. But in this case, I think it's cleaning up your heart center, your direction, your focus on where it is and where it needs to be. And stand really strong and stand really proud of who you are and enjoy your weekend going forward and the full moon. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.